So surface area of spheres, we're going to be using the surface area formula, which is 4 pi r squared. And so r being the radius of the sphere, meaning the center of the sphere to the edge of the sphere in a straight line, straight distance. If you're wondering how we get this formula here, go ahead and check out the video I'm going to put in the top right corner. It shows you a little bit on how to derive the formula for the surface area of a sphere. So let's look at these two examples. Over here I have a sphere that has a radius of 5 inches from the center to the edge. So if I write my surface area formula, it's equal to 4 times pi times whatever the radius squared is. So that's equal to 4 times 3.14 for pi times the radius squared. So this is just 4 times 3.14 times 25, which is what 5 squared is. So when I get out my calculator and I plug that in, I get an answer of 314. And my label for this, since we're dealing with surface area, not volume, is going to be inches squared. If it was volume, this would be inches cubed. But since we're dealing with surface area, we're talking about it in 2 dimensions. So it's going to be inches to the second power. And then over here, I'm going to go ahead and in green, and I'm going to write out my formula to start with, which is always what I recommend. So surface area equals 4 pi r squared. I'm going to go ahead and write it out as 4 times 3.14 for pi. And then my radius here, let's think about this. If 13 is the distance from the top of the sphere to the bottom of the sphere, does that represent my radius? Well, if I think about my radius as the center of the sphere to the edge, well, that's only going to be half of this distance. So this would be the diameter of the sphere from one pole to the other pole through the center of the sphere. So here, my radius is just going to be half of this, which half of 13 divided by 2 is going to be 6.5 inches. So that means my radius is going to be 6.5, and then we need to square that. So this is equal to 4 times 3.14 times 42.25, which is what you get when you square 6.5. So when I use my calculator, that's equal to 530.66 inches squared.